Hello, and welcome to Recent Activity, your new favorite entertainment review podcast that attempts to cover every film, every show, all at once. I am your co-host, Andrew Morgan. With me, as always, a man who's here to grab some mistletoe and kiss my jolly ass. It's Shane Beauregard. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, buddy. Good to be on. Glad everyone had a good Thanksgiving and whatnot. But I am ready to roll. Ready to roll, sir.
Yeah, and of course, the topic of today, Stranger Things Season 5, Part 1, dropping right as we're all gearing up for the holiday. So, of course, we have to be like, screw you, Grandma, screw you, football, screw you, everything. I got to catch up on the Hawkins gang and see what's up with Vecna and if their town's still split in half. So, the important things, pumpkin pie can wait. We gotta watch Netflix for 5 hours or whatever, right? So I'm glad you had a good holiday, because I did too. I saw Zootopia 2, which we will not talk about because I barely remember. However, it is getting excellent reviews, and I was aware enough watching it and had a good enough time that I don't fully understand why it has literally like a 3.8 or 9 on Letterboxd. So we'll have to get to that at some point, but it's making all the money. China decided to just dump all of its money onto the Disney box office. So congratulations. Hopefully that continues for them with Avatar, I guess, too,
Oh, God.
Fill the coffers. But yeah, sorry, man, I had to use the swear word. But, as I've been looking at December, we will get to, the rest of our Stranger Things stuff. But I'm looking at December and I am just like, God, there's like only a couple of movies maybe that I want to see like the whole month that I haven't seen already. Are you feeling the same way? Are you feeling like now that we're in December, are you just like, all right, just write the damn top 5 list and let's get it done?
I'm just about to that point. Like you said, there's 1 or 2 movies I'm maybe looking forward to this month, but like nothing that I can think, nothing that's like grabbing me like, oh, I got to see this. So I'm kind of done at this point.
Yeah, Marty Supreme is probably the big one kind of lying out there. And then on my Netflix job side, which, by the way, I am cranking these reviews out. So if you are interested in my opinion on a lot of the Netflix awards movies or their Christmas titles or even Troll 2 that came out today as the day we're recording, go to whatsonnetflix.com and check out my reviews under Andrew Morgan. Just search for my name and you'll find them all. But man, yeah, Marty Supreme. Netflix has Kate Winslet's directorial debut the day on Christmas Eve. So that's bold. On top of the fact that we will talk about it as well. But Stranger Things, the final episode, is going to be 2 hours and going out to theaters on New Year's Eve too. So Netflix just is coming for all your holidays, Shane.
No, I'm down with that. But I don't know if I'm going to see that in the theater or not, to be honest with you.
I think it's going to... I'm interested because I kind of want to see a reaction to it in real time because it's this is a long time.
9 years, my friend, 9 years.
Yeah, it's a lot of like deep fandom at this point. And it's so weird because we grew up in an age where like you got to 100 episodes and that was like the big deal. You were a big deal show. If you got to 100 episodes and you can go into syndication, you could do all these things, right? Stranger Things is arguably one of the biggest shows out there and the biggest shows of the last decade. And they're not even going to hit 50 episodes, I think.
Is that right? You might be right.
Because this season's only 8. I think they've shortened some of these over the years. I don't know even where they landed on the longest, but I think they're only going to hit like 48 episodes.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It is nuts, right? And again, like a lot of these we're going to see. I think last season, the finale was it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And
it was an hour and a half, yeah.
Yeah, and then we got a bunch of ones that are going to be super long in this second half and including the finale. So it's going to be wild, like if you just total up the number of hours. But it's just a different show. It's just a whole different vibe. It's a whole different thing, and that's what kind of makes it unique. So let's get into it, man. Season 5, Part 1. Dropped right around the Thanksgiving holiday. We are entering back into Hawkins after, Vecna basically splits the town in half. The military is there. There's a whole zone around the center of town. You have Rockin' Robin, played by Maya Hawke, on the airwaves, being complete tongue-in-cheek, talking about, like free medical exams and, the scary snowflakes that we're inhaling every day that, are probably killing us, but who knows? Kind of a thing. That kind of vibe is in the air where people are back to school. It's a little bit more normalized, but obviously it's insane that there's essentially a gateway to hell surrounded by a military complex in your town. But everybody's adjusting, sort of. Elle is in combat training, essentially, with Hopper. Dustin is still crazy upset about Eddie's reputation and messing with the wrong people, wanting to start Hellfire again. You have Steve, Jonathan, and Nancy kind of in this weird, bro-y love triangle of sorts. Meanwhile, Will is going through, he hasn't felt the goosies, as Steve so politely puts, until obviously things happen during the season to see where that's going to go. And then Vecna is slowly kidnapping children in the same way that Will was as well. Which, by the way, guys, I should have put it up top. We are going to cover this extensively, full details, all spoilers. So if you have not watched Stranger Things Season 5, Part 1, then you jump off now, come back when you've watched it, and then catch up with us as things are going on. And then the other big thing, besides the fact that these kids are disappearing, one of the kids that's disappearing is Holly Wheeler. And it's interesting that she is such a prominent character when she was nothing, really, for the rest of these seasons, but now is becoming crucial. And not only crucial with her being in the crosshairs of Vecna, but also who she interacts with, which we'll get to in a minute, and kind of the theme of the season here, Shane, where A Wrinkle in Time now kind of makes a big appearance and overarching theme and character interaction, I guess, at this point. So there is so much to cover here, and obviously we will get to a lot of it. But overall, Shane, did you enjoy Part 1 of Stranger Things Season 5?
It's funny because it just came out, like you said, Wednesday, but it feels like I watched it a month ago. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It feels like I watched it a month ago. But overall, I did enjoy it, and I'm kind of kicking myself. I should have watched like some kind of online recap of the fourth season.
I watched the finale and in just trying to get to where I was. So I do feel your pain. I did feel like maybe that wasn't enough, but I'm here. I got it.
Right. So, and oddly enough, like you just said, I feel like a lot happened and a lot didn't happen. It's such a weird juxtaposition that I'm in. It's like, I just watched 5 hours of this, but where did it really get us in the end? Well, like we go through a lot of these character developments and their arcs and where they're at, and how, like you said, how they're trying to adapt. And at the end, I'm like, did we really look like? Yeah, you had the last episode where we're supposed to shock everyone, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, and we'll get to that at some point. But overall, I really did enjoy the season. I love the Elle stuff. But I'm going to be honest with you too. It took me so long to get used to the way they aged. Like,
sure, yeah,
how old they are. It did it like
especially Lucas. Did you have any like between him and Jonathan? I think are the ones where I just go, good God, what are these guys? 45 years old.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I was gonna say, when Dustin's getting bullied in school and Lucas comes in, I'm like, you look like you're like,
yeah.
What's going on?
Uncle?
What's
going on?
Yeah, it took me out for a while. But overall, I like the Holly Wheeler storyline. I like where she ends up. It's such a slow burn, I thought, but like I was hoping to reveal a little more. I thought we might get some deaths or some like people in real danger.
Sure.
And I don't know if they're saving that for the second half, but I'm kind of over the Will storyline. I don't know. I just, he's my least favorite character. I don't, with the Goosies and all that, and him like seeing through the Demogorgon's eyes or Vecna's eyes.
Well, he's through everybody at this point. It's like,
I know, right?
You know,
and I kind of don't feel the Dustin storyline. Like, I don't know. I just feel least interested in those two characters, more interested in the whole Max with Holly and just the radio station gang. That's who I'm kind of interested in at this point.
I'm with you for the most part. I'm into the Will thing because I don't know. Are you a Harry Potter person at all?
Nope.
So this will go over your head, but for the Potter heads out there, the Potter people that I am one of, this easily feels like the end of the Harry Potter book series in a way where it's a being. You can kind of go Voldemort and Vecna are very similar in kind of like, you know, came through the school system, you know, became pure evil, the whole thing. Like, you kind of are in that vibe a little bit. And then the Dumbledore army that forms at the end of the Harry Potter series feels exactly like what's going on here with the, as you put them, the radio station crew and the mix of the rest of the Hawkins kids. And but now especially, you're going to have a 3-headed monster that is going to be equal to the task, at least to take on Vecna. And then there'll be the Scooby-Doo gang filling through the edges. But we have Elle, we have Will, where now he's becoming incredibly strong, basically acquiring Vecna's skill set in real time at the end of the last episode that they air in part 1. You're seeing him have amazing powers. Then Elle, which I think the eye roll heard round the world, the only kind of like we'll wait and see part for me is Elle's air quotes sister showing up and now going to be thrust into this storyline. And the only thing I can think of while I was watching this, and I know we have a lot of hours left to go, but it just didn't feel like a final season because it felt like we should already be in the middle of something that we're like, bam, we got to go because we only have 10 to 12 hours left in this whole thing. So we got to rush through this. We got to get moving. But I think they did a good job, at least, you know, because again, 4 episodes in, we're halfway through, but we're not really halfway through because most of these episodes are only an hour. So we're kind of like a third of the way through in a way. So I'm trying to reserve, but I think they just introduced so many other things when I feel like every season has so many things already. So if you build up all of these storylines and everybody's going to get their shine because this is a final season, you're already seeing it. Like there's already like these, I don't want to call them unnecessary conversations, but these conversations that feel like I have to say this because this season's going to end and my character's ending soon, you know, kind of conversations. Like let's say the conversations between like Will and Robin. Like, did you ever see them interact before this season? No. And now because he kind of catches a glimpse of her and her lesbian relationship in the hospital and whatever else, like now they're off on adventures and, you know, skipping out on his mom's thumb under, you know, out from under her thumb.
Yeah, that was a weird scene. One, and that was just because, again, you don't see them two interact. And you're right. All of a sudden, they're just like, Best Bud's going on all these adventures, and I'm like, okay, that was kind of weird too. Oh, and I wanted that kid, the chubby kid with the glasses. I wanted him just to die. I forgot his name.
Is it Derek?
You know who I'm talking about. Derek. There you go.
Yeah, because he you know, kind of a bully character, but then ends up as next on Vecna's hit list of kids to kind of take over, which is weird in a way because I don't want to say Vecna has a type, but he seems to be going after the weak-willed kids, and this kid's a dick. Like, he's a bully dick. So, like, it just doesn't seem right. It doesn't fit in the mix. He just seems like appropriate for more what they're going to do with this character.
Right.
Which is funny. This character, I found out in an article, no acting experience whatsoever. He has a commercial airing, I want to say in the Chicago area, Like he did one commercial, they saw it, and they were like, all right, let's get that kid. And that was it.
Huh. Okay.
So
hey, good on him. I mean, he did a good job. Like he's good at what he does because you just want to punch him in his face.
Yes. Oh yeah.
But and
he was funny when he had to switch around too. So that takes a lot.
He was, and I don't know how I feel about the Linda Hamilton character.
I'm that way too, but it's so early that she can't just be what we've gotten so far.
I know. I don't know where to go with that. So, like, we have so many things up in the air, like you said. I just don't know exactly how I feel about it. But I'm glad to be back in this universe. I'm glad to be back in Hawkins. You know, I looked it up, and it's been just about 3 years since season 4. It's a long time, man. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
And I've had people at work who used to love this show. They just don't get into it anymore because there's so much time between the seasons. So...
Yeah.
But they did almost break Netflix when it came out at 8:00 Wednesday night, right? Issues?
I did hear that. I didn't watch it in real time, so I didn't have that happen to me. But I will say I did see a lot of issues or whatever. And which that says a lot when this is the same company who had to prepare for essentially pay-per-view level boxing or whatever on top of the football games that they've covered and everything else, the tennis tournament, whatever, like live sports all over the place. And they're like, oh shit, Stranger Things crashed our system. That seemed shocking, which means that, of course, that it's still very popular and it's still doing. And of course, it gives a good reason for people who maybe have bowed out maybe to kind of go, oh, well, there's only this many episodes. Like we can kind of catch up and be ready for when the final season hits.
Yeah. But no, it's really solid. Like I said, I have a lot of unanswered questions and a lot of stuff hanging in the balance. And like I said, we'll find out in the second batch of episodes. But like, it goes back to what I said. I feel like a lot happened and yet nothing really happened. I don't know. I'm in a weird way with this season.
Yeah, especially. So, first of all, shout out to Demogorgons. They must have a strong union, man. They had that one. They had their shine in season 1. They've had a smattering of things throughout some of the other seasons. Now they're just like, we're gonna be in every scene. We're gonna be all over the place. We are gonna be everything, every fight, like Vecna is just wherever he's gonna be. He's just snatching kid. Only Holly Wheeler, like entertaining. Which, by the way, the other thing I wrote down here was, get you a man who treats you as well as Vecna does Holly. Because, like, he is buying her gifts. She's got, like, amazing clothes. She feels completely safe in her home, in his home. Like, she's dancing around. She's baking cakes. I'm like, wow, it didn't even have to take Stockholm Syndrome. I'm like, that just shows you just put in the time, man. You know, women will take to you, I guess.
That does like trigger something with me. I did like the Karen Wheeler facing off with the Demogorgon in the house.
That was going to be my next question to you. Is that the breakout? Because you know how with every Stranger Things season, there's something or like some scene, some song, some whatever. Do you find that is that the biggest thing that happened in the season that people are like pulling out?
There's been a lot of chatter about that, and that was probably one of my favorite scenes of the season. Her having the fortitude to like just the motherly instincts kicking in, to something.
Well, the
that
white
she knows
wine
is
drunk
inevitable
helps too.
Yeah. And by the way, is the dad dead now? Like, did he die? Is he alive?
So I did want to bring that up, but like it's not like a big thing. But I did go, does this season fucking hate Ted Wheeler or whatever his fucking name is?
Yes.
Because, first of all, he's just like, I want bacon. Can these people leave? Like, he starts off with that. And I've seen some memes where it's just like some person literally trying to feed him bacon through a screen just to give him the bacon that he deserves. Which I was like, all right, at least some people are sticking up for him out in the internets. But between that and then the fact that he's like immediately like, he has his like one tiny moment of like standing up, but then immediately just gets beaten down. And then the problem is like, I think they say in the hospital, like your parents are going into surgery or whatever, but nobody talks to him.
No
I would
updates,
assume he's presumed dead or in worse condition. Nobody knows.
No, but you're right, because the kids go to the mom's room and everyone's, concerned about her.
Yeah.
No one
fuck
gives
Ted.
a shit about the dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know. I just had to throw that out there.
no, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I felt it in real time. I was like, especially as a dad, I was like, oh, so just fuck him.
Yep.
So
Essentially.
yeah. The one thing, just looking at it all, and again, this is very early, or it feels later than it is, but it's early in the sense of, I just don't want this series to lose the fact that this show is about the 5 kids, the first 5,
The core
five. Yeah, that it is about. Is this, these the D&D group of kids plus L, that this is what it should be, that and the Hopper thing, but at its core, this is what it is. And I just don't want them to lose that, and I want it to come back to that at some point. I'm not asking for a bunch of people to die. I just want whatever the solutions get down to. I don't want to see fucking Holly Wheeler being like some major thing thrust into it because she now has a D&D piece made for her. I don't want that to be it. In the same way, like if you're watching the end of Harry Potter, you're like, yeah, some of these other people are nice, but this better be the main 3 defeating, Voldemort, or I'm going to fucking riot.
I agree with you about the core 5. I think they're smart enough writers, and I trust them to like bring it back around full circle. So we have them.
Do.
Yeah, they're being the most impactful part. So yeah, I have faith. Again, I'd be a little PO'd if they went off a little bit and had one of the more ancillary characters kind of like be more in front. So I have faith in Duffers that they will get it right and we'll be left with the original gang at the end of the day.
Yeah, I am too. I'm confident in that. And that's why, again, I'm not panicking about any of this. And in fact, I'm very intrigued. And the reactions to, I look occasionally at like because I want to know the episode names going forward and stuff like that I was in the episode guide. If you look on IMDb, the individual episode scoring for this season, the last 2 episodes, I believe, are in like above 9.5.
Yeah.
Like people are insanely happy with the all-out blitz that was the end of episode 4, and with Will, contributing. And I guess you could say that the discovery, and again, it's a wait and see, the discovery of Elle's sister being around didn't turn people off either. Yet.
Yes.
Because it's not a huge thing. But I will say it did make me mad that I'm like, oh man, you're going to make me have to go back and watch whatever the fuck that was to try to remember all that again. I'm like, please don't.
Yeah. No.
This is where I'm going to, which is annoying because people came here to listen to our thoughts and insights and whatever. But at the same time, I'm like, someone please just write the fucking article to be like, this is what happened in season, what was it, 2?
2, yeah, season 2.
Her little excursion to like Detroit or whatever it was.
Yeah.
To find out that other group of people and her dressing like she's in The Cure for like a few episodes or whatever. Slick back, greasy hair, whatever, with makeup.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I refuse to go back to that episode, so.
Yeah. And again, like I didn't hate it in real time either, but it was an interesting detour that I think didn't really hold a lot of water at the time. But I think, the pride in the Duffers, they're not going to be like, oh no, that wasn't just something we did to try to get a spinoff later. This is for real, and here we are. We're going to use this. So, but I didn't remember specific people from it. So when I saw her, I had no reaction until they did like the flashback. Oh, okay, yeah, she had like longer hair.
I was the same way. Whatever. I was like, who's that again? And then I was the same, in the same boat as you on that.
So as you brought her up, the whole Linda Hamilton thing, do you have a feeling about maybe where that stuff is going? Because everything else at this point on the other side can be mildly explained if you've read A Wrinkle in Time or have at least done the Cliff Notes to be like, oh, I wonder if they're going to literally just kind of copy and paste a little bit to because they're literally doing Mrs. What's-It to Mr. What's-It, so why not? But with Linda Hamilton and the military aspect and or the lab aspect of it all, and the experiments that they're doing, the stuff that they have there, did that do anything for you? Did that pique any interest? The only thing that's interesting to me, and because it's been useful so far, is the kind of like those pulsing things that disable Elle and versions of her around.
Yeah. Again, I'm a wait and see, but the whole military lab aspect was probably like, I didn't get into it. Didn't do anything for me, though. I was intrigued when they did that sound thing. That was probably the most I got out of that. Other than that, like doing experiments on like the vines and like, oh, the heat does this, the cold does this to them, blah, blah, blah. I didn't get anything out of it. So I don't know where they're going with that.
I'm sure that will come back around. And I thought it was cool with the way it interacted with Hopper and all that stuff. That was cool. But I just, I'm not locked into like, oh, this means this and this is going to turn into this and it's going to be so smart. That's the only thing that, like, to this point, watching Stranger Things for as long as I have, and obviously you're in the same boat, you can kind of go, their mission statements almost happen in the beginning of the seasons of sorts. And the way it starts is Will being chased by a Demogorgon and singing a song and keeping, in his little fort, and then obviously being taken by Vecna and showing him kind of being consumed. Or
I was going to ask you, what do you think that is? Like,
I don't know, because here's the weird thing, is if Vecna is almost utilizing these kids, and a very specific number of kids, mind you, and a very specific type that he's looking for, to kind of like control, but also maybe be the start of the future of how he wants the world to be. Will's a part of that. Like, he just kind of got away. And I want to know that story in a way, because like, didn't we just kind of get Will back? We didn't have some kind of like, there was nobody helped him get back on the other side, right?
Correct.
Am I losing something?
No. You're right. They didn't really go into like how he got himself out of there, how he escaped. He just kind of was back.
Yeah, he was communicating with the lights. Yep. He was doing all that stuff with his mother, but I don't think there was a moment to where he's now connected, but he escaped. And I don't know. We don't know what happened there.
Right.
So that feels like it's something there is going to be very, very, very important. And weirdly, it doesn't feel like that's going to be Elle. But now that he's disconnected, it's like almost like, all right, well, if these kids are already hooked up to the hive mind, to the system, to whatever, if they unhook these kids, is that going to also be like, is this going to turn into The Wall? Like these kids are all going to attack Vecna at once, and that's how this all ends. It's possible.
Yeah.
But I also have a thought of, okay, so Holly Wheeler, when Mike gives her little figure and they're having that conversation outside the principal's office or the teacher's office, whatever it is, they talk about her abilities that Mike makes up, right? And part of that, which also has to do with A Wrinkle in Time, mind you, is to be able to open portals between dimensions, between worlds. And I wonder if which, by the way, we haven't said her name yet, and I wanted to kind of make it really deep in case people are like, what? There's spoilers? Max is back, sort of. She's in a coma in the Right Side Up, as it is titled later. I think it's maybe even the final episode. And she's also trapped mentally in Henry/Vecna's memories and like stuck in his head, essentially. And Holly is there. They are now interacting. They are in her cave where Henry/Vecna won't go. And they also they're discussing A Wrinkle in Time and the whole thing and the Mr. What's-It and everything in there too. And the thought is she can't escape, or she tried to escape and then she couldn't. There was a window for her too, and then she was stopped and all this stuff. I wonder if they're going to just make Holly Wheeler this person who can go between worlds, and that if they can go between worlds and be in his memories, are they the ones that actually unhooked Will? And that's what happened. Because if they can go anytime, any space inside this dude's head, well, then the timeline doesn't mean shit.
Right.
As long as the operation happens. So I wonder if on the back channel of everything, either A, Holly Wheeler will get them out of there because she can magically open up between dimensions and worlds, or that will be even more important to then be tied into the one big thing that we don't know.
That's a good theory. I think it's, if I had to guess, I would guess the second part, the latter statement that you made about being connected to the bigger thing at the end.
It's possible.
That's what I would gather. But I thought it was interesting too, and I'm glad you brought that up. I'm sure we're going to find out why Henry doesn't want to go in that cave. They made the statement he won't go in there, but they didn't really delve into like why. I'm sure there's a reason, and I'm sure we're going to see why he cannot or does not want to go into this cave. So I found that to be a little intriguing. I like Max and Holly's all interaction. I like that scene of being in the forest and in the cave and that kind of stuff.
I'm there too. And again, it's all very intriguing. So I'm actually in a good place, I think, after these 4 episodes. I just always wonder, is it too busy for the amount of time we have left? And are we going to get caught up in everybody's storyline needs to be closed? All the loops need to be closed. And is it going to be as clean and not just, this mess of various storylines all being taken down in one fell swoop? And especially because I'm sure you've heard from the beginning, these guys are all D&D. Mm-hmm. A lot of the characters, especially like Demogorgons and the like, are all from D&D. So there's been almost this like, is this all being manipulated or controlled, or is this all something that ties back to D&D in some way? And now we're adding a Wrinkle in Time and a few other elements here too, where I'm like, good God, man. There's so many. There's a bunch of highways converging all at once, and I don't know which one's going to take hold as we get to the end here.
That's the thing. You know how series finales are. A lot of the times, they often don't hit the mark. They usually miss the landing.
And they end many times.
Yeah, and they end many times. So what you don't want to have is a like Game of Thrones situation. I'm just trying to think of another show that was culturally just like at the apex of that time. Everyone watched Game of Thrones, right? Yeah. I feel like Stranger Things is in that ballpark of being that, just phenomena of a show that people are just into. So it's going to go either way. Like I have faith that they are going to land the plane, but are we going to be perfectly happy how they land it? That's the thing. Like, I don't know, because there is still a lot they got to tie up, and it's going to, maybe I should go to the theater now to watch that final episode, because who knows? People might go nuts in there.
That's kind of my biggest thing. And I think I'll know more. The tickets go on, we're recording this on a Monday. The tickets go on sale tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's one of those, like, I don't want to miss out, but I also, it's like, it's New Year's Eve. Like, are they doing it at a certain time? Is it only, like, I would assume they're simulcasting it with when they're going to dump it on Netflix. So that way people aren't, like, getting Twitter notifications in the middle of watching it.
Can you imagine that?
Or vice versa. You know, if you're waiting for it to be on streaming and all these people are like, can you fucking believe, Hopper got put in a wood chipper or whatever? Like, who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they're going to solve that situation. But I feel like that is something to behold. Like, that is going to be an event, and I'm going to want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm coming around on that now.
Yeah, it might force its hand. And I think that's really where we're going to be. Am I going to regret it? Am I going to sell these things on the street after episode 7 or whatever and be like, you're not ruining my Christmas and my New Year. Sorry, buddy. Here we go. Let's pass this back through. But I am very curious to know how this is all going to wrap up. And I, like I said, we still have a lot of time. I'm into it. I think they still have another level or two as far as like, what is the breakout thing that people are going to do? Because while the Mrs. Wheeler thing is nice, I think they got to have something that's going to be bigger.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because honestly, like, you know me, I like to try to pull out the whatever quote that it's going to be to use on you in the intros and such. I gotta tell you, Brett Gelman crushed this season.
Love that guy.
He is amazing. Yes. And by the way, the thing I could care absolutely the least of anything is whether Jonathan and Nancy.
No.
Yes, and Nancy get engaged.
Oh, no.
Man, the world's ending.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Who cares?
Don't care.
I was actually more into like, is he going to get into jazz? Like, you know.
Right.
Is that going to happen?
Yeah, I loved every scene he was in.
He's such a scene stealer.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a killer. He's having so much fun. Even like the kids, like him prepping the truck for like the escape after they get through the tunnels to be like, it's really comfy in there, huh? And they're like, yeah, it's fine. He's like, oh, like just so dejected. So good. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun so far with the season. I have no issues. I think even the things that they're just setting up this late in the game, I'm into. Like, I don't think the sister's going to take over some big thing. I think they're not that stupid.
Right.
But
I mean, yeah, but I'm with you. Like, I'm glad to be back in Hawkins. I love these characters. I just wish I just don't want to wait. I just don't want to wait.
So do you have any other fan theories or any other kind of things just click-clacking around before we kind of move on?
No, I think you pretty much hit it on everything I was thinking. I don't have anything new to add to that, so it's just kind of play the waiting game now.
Do you think it's all going to come down to Ted Wheeler saves the day?
Oh, man, wouldn't that be something, right?
Amazing. Everyone else in that family is like in peril in the ICU or some other kind of like thing. It's like, nah.
Justice. We do need justice for Ted.
We do. Did you hear any of the other fan stuff that somehow we're going to find Barb and some of these other people who have gone away that are going to come back magically at the end here?
I heard that, but I doubt that. I don't see that happening.
One last thing. The conversation between Mike and Elle seems like they're so... The one thing about the Duffers is they're kind of on the nose a little bit sometimes. And that conversation, much like the one between Mike and Holly and her, D&D character and her abilities and stuff, seems to be like foreshadowing. Did you find that the conversation of like the after all this conversation that Elle and Mike had, where it's like, the characters at the end of these excursions or whatever, these campaigns usually leave town and find a quiet place to live with 3 waterfalls and whatever else, like this whole like very detailed thing.
Yeah.
So I found that to be like, okay, so that's how this is going to end up.
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that one, to be honest with you. I probably will. Yeah, I hope we don't end up there, but I think I am going to dive again and probably do a rewatch of these episodes again, probably over the course of the next week or two.
Yeah, I think there has to be something that might flip a switch.
Right.
That there's something like, oh, right, they did this in end of season 1 or the middle of season 3. Like, oh, shit, right. That makes a lot of sense to now when you think of the Vecna story or whatever.
Yeah,
but
so I think
I heard somebody, if you want to do that, sorry to interrupt, but like I heard that somebody, the Duffer Brothers said that I guess there was like almost like a mystical force opened a lock in season 1 to either like the buyer's front door, and they confirmed that was Vecna. So now it's almost like Vecna was around and had power over stuff the whole time in some thing, where I even heard that they were like, oh yeah, Vecna was there when like, the kids were being chased and did the ET moment with Elle.
Right.
And I'm like, interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Is that because he's protecting Will?
I don't know. Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. Like, so some of the rewatch stuff might click a little things if you see it through the eyes of, if Vecna is kind of just in and around, what does that mean? And knowing his powers, do they kind of, quote, show up around that? But Isn't that like, man, the balls that takes, though, if the Duffers are like, listen, we have a roadmap for 5 seasons, or at least 5, 6 seasons, and here's where it's going to go, and you're going to let us shoot them all.
Right.
Like, because don't you have to kind of, as writer room people say, like, just write until you erase the whiteboard and then start over? Yep. Like, so imagine if they just had this so well mapped out from the word go. I think that's where I would be the most impressed.
Yeah, no, that would be impressive. That would be really impressive. Yeah. So,
and that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping, because that's what this show is to me, is that it's a little bit puzzle box. It's a little bit of just a Goonies like hang, and it's got some added bonuses of like excellent cameos, nostalgia for like 80s period stuff, and a little bit of that like what the kind of movies we were raised on.
Yep.
Whether it's like your Stephen King influence, whether from the Stand By Me or the horror aspect or any of it, it just it checks off so many boxes for people our age, on top of the fact that it resonates just as a good show in the present. So I just want it. I want it to stick the landing so bad, because I think this will hurt more, to me personally, if this does a Game of Thrones disappointing kind of ending thing. I think it would hurt more just for like time investment and where it hit me and how long it's been in our lives. I think that would hurt more if they didn't stick the plane. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah,
or no?
Oh, exactly. Again, time invested 9 years keeping up with this show, right? And just all the notes that it hits, like you said. If they don't hit the landing, I will be upset, because I'll probably be more upset if they don't hit the landing on this in Game of Thrones.
I would think, like, again, I didn't watch Lost in real time, but I can imagine it would feel more like closer to that. Right?
See, I never watched Lost, right?
Oh, well, all right. Well, it's a good show. For everybody who bitches about the end, I still think that the goods exceed all of that. So I definitely recommend it, even if you're looking for a binge watch during the holidays or something. But good Lord knows we have so much to watch already. But yeah, I think it would be on that level of disappointment to be like this puzzle box thing, this thing that everything has to mean something, right?
Right.
And you can't kill off my dudes unless it really, really fucking matters.
Right.
But to your point, if Will Byers dies, I'm kind of okay with it. Yeah. And do you have like a hierarchy of like, okay, so-and-so really can't die, but like these people I'm totally fine with killing off?
For me, that's a good question.
There's a lot of characters, so I don't want to like
no. I think for
day,
me, like, I don't obviously do what you can to save Winona Ryder, please. Just like keep her away.
Okay.
Hopper's up there with me. I want him to make a run through.
When there was that moment in here, I was sad.
Yeah.
Especially because they keep doing the flashbacks to his daughter who died of cancer.
Yep.
So it's like, yikes.
He's probably my top priority. As far as like the original core gang goes, I'm okay if you were to pick one, I'm like, okay, I could see that. I'm okay with that. I think Dustin would be the one out of or Steve. I guess Dustin or Steve. Like the rest can, like, if something happens to him, like, okay, I'm okay with it.
I think the way the breadcrumbs have been laid out so far in this season, I think there's no chance in hell that Dustin dies, because he has to his arc probably finishes with him having a bunch of kids to teach Hellfire shit to.
Right.
To restarting the Hellfire Club. So I think that's probably his ending. Lucas, I think he has to reunite with Max, so I think he's safe, unless Max is not safe and they somehow go off together, but I really doubt that. I would think, because Mike and Elle are a thing, that they are safe. And if you want to say like Will and his mom are paired so they can't die, like, it's hard to be like who's really expendable.
Right.
But I think because this all started with the disappearance of Will, I think he has to be, and the emergence of Elle, that they have to be the ones to kind of take out Vecna too.
Yeah.
So does that mean a sacrifice has to come from somebody? Honestly, and people would probably riot, and I don't know, I'd probably be a little upset, but it probably makes a lot of sense if Elle dies.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, I can see that. like her making the ultimate sacrifice in like
Yes.
yeah, I can definitely
Yeah.
see that. And I would be sad, but I wouldn't be like, because it would make sense in the storyline. Like if she did that, that would make sense.
Right.
It'd be within her character to do that. So
Yeah.
as disappointed as I would be, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, it's the unfortunate part of like, again, if they do it like Harry Potter, nobody died. Nobody
Right.
important dies in that kind of like last army stand. So they'll probably go that route, except there's so many characters. So
I
you
know.
realize how many people are going to get their like one last shining moment in all of this. God, no wonder this shit's 2 hours an episode. So I don't know, man. That's where I kind of feel. I don't see anyone where I'm like, oh, that motherfucker's just dead.
Same here.
Yeah. I think they all have possibilities. I believe in the Duffers enough to have it make sense. But I also, somebody's going to have to go.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is it Robin?
It could be.
She has a date. She has to be at fucking...
Lenos,
she has a date she keeps canceling.
Levos, whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Leos, something.
Leos.
Yeah. Yeah. Leone. I don't know. Something. She has a date. So that's probably going to be her last thing. She'll be at the restaurant finally if her relationship survives, I guess, from all of this. Yeah, there's just like I don't picture somebody who's like there's no you get to go riding off in the sunset and nobody's there for you kind of a thing to make you expendable.
Right.
Even Lucas has like his sister and shit that's still click-clacking around and the Max thing and whatever. So there's a lot. There's a lot of interconnectivity that matters. And Jonathan and Nancy, like there's I don't care about it, but the engagement thing is probably going to happen.
Ugh.
You know who's slowly getting pushed out here? Steve.
Yeah, no. Yep.
I haven't said his name yet, and I'm just kind of like, him and Dustin had a hangout for a little bit, but now they're at odds. Like, he's not like on the level of what Eddie meant to him, and he's getting pushed out of that, love triangle portion. And Robin's gay, and she's moved on to other things. So while he has a lot of interconnectivity with everybody, I think he's too big of a character to kill, but you never know.
Yeah.
You never know with these things. All right, man. We are getting long in the tooth. I think we've covered this extensively, although I haven't said the words. The fact that they home alone their house for the Demogorgon. I thought that was pretty fun.
That was.
I did write that down too. But I'm hoping for a lot more of that kind of stuff as we get into part 2, and especially ahead of the finale, because the finale I just feel is not going to be, quote, fun.
Right.
It's going to be just the end with a lot of various endings, as we've noted. For everybody else, it'll be the Dark Knight Rises on steroids, or where it's like, Elle and Mike are in a French cafe, and one of them sees them on the other side, tips their hat, that whole thing. So we'll get that moment several times over, as it were. But let's wrap it there. We'll definitely have more to it, and we'll give you guys the update on whether we get our tickets for New Year's Eve for the finale, because I think Shane is wobbling hard, and I think I am too. But real quick before we sign off here, man, I need the deets. It seems like you had an excellent experience on a movie I recommended to you out of Woodstock. Was basically like my 1A movie out of that, and one of my surprise hits of the year. You caught Rental Family over the holidays, which came out, and not a lot of people are watching it, but every time I see somebody post about it and them just being like, good Lord, is this a great movie? It warms my heart, but God damn, it needs to get back in the awards conversation. Can we start it here, Shane? Can we start it here with how you felt about it?
Absolutely. Put it in there, buddy. I fell in love with this movie. In fact, I saw it twice at the theaters.
You did?
I did, yeah.
You rascal.
It's such a subtle performance by Brendan Fraser.
It is.
He does such a great job. And I, for those who haven't seen it, he makes a connection with playing the father of the daughter, which is very touching at times too. Like that, there's a couple of moments where I felt myself break up a little bit. But for me, I got a little more emotional with his relationship as posing as the writer with the old man, right? Both storylines hit you, but God, man, like just beautifully shot, well acted all across the board. I thought like even the whole Rental Family team, how they came around and supported
Yeah.
Brandon Fraser, I thought was great. But yeah, the old guy, man, like the moment where he brought him home and he's like, thank you. He said something about like, I thankful I saw this picture before my memory, like before I lose my memory. And I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
like it like just broke me up, man. Like such a great, again, just a great subtle performance. Cause it's not like Brendan Fraser's like, yeah, he's acting well, but it's not like he's going over the top with anything. It's just like his emotion that he just shows in this performance was utterly terrific. And I ended up giving it a 4.5 out of 5. It's in my top.
That's exactly what I gave it.
It's in my top 4 of the, like, it's in solidly in the top 5. Now I just got to figure out where I'm going to put it.
I'm in the same thing. I think, we do a draft style thing, so it doesn't really spoil anything to kind of say where it is. But right now, I think it's number 3 for me.
That's where I got
it's
it
right
right
behind,
now. Yep.
One Battle and Sinners,
Yep.
the big things of the year. But like, good God, this movie is a 4-quadrant, everyone in your family. Like, this should have been the movie. If this movie came out 25 years ago, this movie is like the one that's like talked about as like almost like a front runner for the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just clicks everyone's boxes. It's emotional, it's heartwarming, it just covers everything that like people care about. Like, it's just humanity on screen without being like tragedy porn or some of these other things that like Oscar movies can be over time. This is a movie that, while makes me emotional, is something that I want it to break me, that I'd rewatch like year after year.
Right.
Like it's in that category, and I find that to be so interesting that the movie made like, I don't know, it's made like $5 million or something. It's like so low priority for people, and it's partly because of how it's being rolled out or the marketing or whatever. But I'll tell you right now, I will echo. I already have my full sentiments on Mike, and Oscar. We did a whole episode of the movies we call at Woodstock between that one and the Netflix episode we did on our stream, our channel. I swear, man, like Brendan Fraser's just the perfect person for it because he has so much emotion on his face.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't need to be showy. He just needs to show up, because his presence in all of this says everything. He just emotes.
Yep.
He knows when to be quiet and subtle, to your point. He knows when to finally break. He needs to figure out how he fits into this, whether this system is good or bad. There's an ethical portion to all this. It's a very deep reservoir of feelings and emotions just in this system, this process, this company, whatever you want to call it, that this is legit. This happens, by the way. This is reality. This is based on real life in a sense. It's obviously not word for word, but this company, these type of things exist.
Right.
It's a cultural divide. It's got so many layers, man. Like,
it does.
Jesus
It's great.
Christ. And you're right, like the people who he interacts with in the company, there's so many good layers to this, and it just broke me. I cried like 3-4 times while watching it, and it's one of my favorite movies of the year, and I'm glad you were on the same thing. And went back for more.
Yeah.
You went back for seconds, as is the Thanksgiving way. So congratulations that you double dipped at the absolute right time. Probably mostly because you were avoiding Wicked. That's mostly
at all
it.
costs. At all costs.
Yeah. You're just diving away. You're like, can I see Zootopia 2 3 times? I don't know. But you also caught something that's traditionally Shane porn. Shane stuff. And when the first one came out, I said the same thing. And now we have the sequel out. Sisu 2, Road to Revenge. Tell me, is it worth it? Because I'm a man who just covered Troll 2, and it kind of feels like the same thing where it's like, am I just going to get the same thing again, but I'm not going to be too upset about it, but I won't be over the moon about it? Where does this land? Is it make it worth it that they made a sequel to this movie?
Yes and no. I like the original one better, right?
Okay.
Not to say this, if you're an action junkie or if you're into that, again, as you put it, Shane porn, it's a very simplistic movie. You know, he goes home to disassemble his home and he's trying to transport it to Finland, where he is now. And
right.
right off the bat, people are pursuing him. I think they added Stephen Lang to the cast on this one. He plays like the overarching.
He's the villain, yeah.
He's the villain. He plays a great villain. It's short. It's an hour and a half. It doesn't let up. But honestly, it's I ended up giving it a 3 just because it was very entertaining. I just think people are kind of overhyping this kind of movie now, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're almost trying to make it like this cult classic that I'm like...
Yeah, they want... From the beginning, they were like, this is, European John Wick.
No, not even close. Yeah, not even close. Yeah. And I heard this one being compared to like, oh, it's like Mad Max Fury Road. Like, calm down, people. Like, it hit some notes for me. Would I see this in the theater? Like, if you're into it, I would say just wait for it to come on the streaming platform. I wouldn't see this in the theater. I mean, I have a movie pass. Right. That's the only reason why I went.
Sure.
But yeah, it was okay. Like, there's a lot worse out there. Like,
okay. Well, at least those are 2 solid options for people if they are also trying to avoid the Wicked, Zootopia, kind of the big blockbusters that are part of a franchise that maybe they don't care about.
Right.
Maybe they need a little blood and guts, or they need just a nice family drama or something to like be alternate programming, as it were. And there's plenty of that on the streamers now too. We're seeing a lot of the holiday ones, which, by the way, Netflix doing a bang up job. To me, they're 3 for 3. People can, various degrees of it, but the 3 that I've watched, Netflix holiday movies, still killing it. So, it's a good season for them with that. And they also have Kate Winslet's directorial debut with a screenplay written by her son, who's, I want to say 21, 22 years old, like his first screenplay. And it's about the death of his grandmother and Kate Winslet's mother. And it's got this banging cast, and they're releasing it on Christmas Eve, and it's set around Christmas time. So it might be one of those, like, it's set around Christmas time, but it's not like Christmassy. But again, it just might be another one to hang their hat on. So Netflix doing a great job with the holidays. And obviously, we get bonus stuff under our tree with all this. Stranger Things Season 5, multiple parts, just dominating the holidays in the end of 2025 here. But interesting weeks to come, as we've noted, where, beyond covering Stranger Things, we will also have your Marty Supremes and some other movies that are click-clacking around, and then eventually, as with all roads, it comes down to the best stuff of the year, the worst stuff of the year, conversations of the like. Those will all be happening from our TV side as well as the film side. I think, Shane, it's going to be interesting. We'll have to have this conversation, off the mics, but it almost feels flip-flop like in past years where I'm like, no, I got my 5 TV shows. Let's bang that one out, and then we'll wait a little bit on the film ones because there's some stuff I have to watch before the end of the year. I feel like I'm flip-flopped because of Stranger Things. Like that I'm just or maybe for you, like Welcome to Derry and Pluribus and some of these other ones, like let's wait and see if those are going to climb up your charts by the end of the year. So is that something in your head right now?
Oh, absolutely. It's I'm having such a tough time nailing down like my top 5 or top 10 shows, because like my second half is completely different than the first half of the year. So
yeah,
it's not even going to remotely look the same. So because not to like prolong this episode, but I finished Task. That might be in my top 5. That show was excellent.
Yeah, and I'm about to, it's so many episodes, comparatively speaking, but The Pit has been staring me in the face this whole time, too, and you never know. That might just jump up the charts, too, because it's got so many awards or nominations and everything. It seems to be one of the biggest shows of the year, and I'm still working on that. So you never know. Yep. I could have the same effect that you had with Task. And also, I haven't watched Task. I think HBO should be mad at me at this point. Like, it's like I've watched their crappy shows and we covered them to like big extent, but then they're like, oh yeah, we have these master shows. I'm like, cool. I'll get to them whenever. So I'm the jerk. I'm the asshole, if you're wondering. But yeah, next week is going to be interesting because there's not some kind of like big obvious movie release, especially that either I haven't already seen or that you have interest in. So this is going to be interesting as time moves on. So we will definitely have to put our heads together and see where it goes for these next few weeks. But definitely stay tuned. subscribe out there. Tell a friend if they want to kind of get a lot of recommendations for things to watch as we head into that final week of the holiday season, the final week of 2025, if they're looking for what maybe we thought the best movies of the year, the best TV shows, something to binge, something to catch either in theaters or at home. We're going to be talking plenty of that in these next few weeks. So don't miss an episode. Subscribe and be sure to be back here next week and for the rest of 2025 here at Recent Activity.